Many young footballers have talent, ambition, and the dream of a professional career, but the reality is brutal. Thousands of players compete for a very small number of places. Less than 1% of youth players ever reach the professional level. Often, it's not the lack of skills that decides, but the mistakes players make themselves. This video is not here to point fingers, it's here to show you the truth, because if you understand these mistakes early, you can avoid every single one of them. Let's get into the first mistake. Training harder, but not smarter. Young players love saying that they work harder than everyone else. Hours in the gym, late night shooting sessions, running laps until their legs burn. But here's the problem. Most young players are training harder, but not better. They think more hours equals more improvement. But football doesn't work like that. You can train incorrectly for 3 hours and become worse than you were at the start. You've seen it on Instagram and TikTok. A kid taking 50 shots from 30 metres. A player doing isolated dribbling drills. A teenager juggling non-stop for an hour. It looks impressive, it feels productive, but it's an illusion. Why? Because football is a decision-making sport. Under pressure, with defenders, at high speed, with chaos, and with limited time and space. If your training never includes these elements, you're not preparing your brain for the reality of a football match. The players who improve the fastest are the ones training in game-like situations, such as the ones doing 1v1 duels, 2v2, 3v3 minigames, rondo variations under pressure, sprint decision drills, transition exercises, and high-tempo possession games. The modern game demands speed of thought, and most young players never train that. You gotta train with intensity, purpose, and with pressure. Instead of asking, how long did I train today? Ask yourself, did today's training make me a better footballer? The second mistake is playing with fear instead of freedom. One of the biggest killers of young talent isn't technique, it's fear. Fear of losing the ball, fear of being subbed, fear of making a mistake. Fear destroys creativity, it destroys young players' confidence and their risk-taking. Every player remembers a moment of failure that haunted them. The famous Steven Gerrard slip, Roberto Baggio in the 1994 World Cup final. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, every single one of them has missed when it mattered. Yet young players act if making a mistake means they're not good enough. Watch any academy game and you'll see it. Kids these days are now passing backwards, not because it's the right decision, but because it's the safe one. Wingers refusing to dribble because they don't want to mess up. Midfielders hiding behind defenders, instead of showing for the ball. Sports psychologists describe two mindsets, fear of failure versus desire to win. Young players often operate in the first one. Their entire focus is avoiding mistakes instead of making positive actions. Your brain goes into protection mode, no risk, no courage, no freedom. How to fix it? Ask yourself, if nobody judged me, how would I play? That version of you, the free, expressive, confident version, is the one coaches want. Fear kills talent, and freedom unlocks it. The third mistake is young players ignoring their weaknesses. Here's a truth that might hurt. Most young players only train what they're already good at. A fast player relies on speed. A skillful player relies on dribbling. It's comfortable to train your strengths. It feels good, it boosts confidence. But here's the harsh reality. Football will attack your weaknesses every time. A fast winger with poor decision-making won't survive at pro level. A technical midfielder with no defensive ability becomes a liability. And a striker who can't press gets replaced. Ask yourself, what 3 things do I hate training? Those are exactly what you need to work on. Weaknesses work is not fun, but it's career changing. The fourth mistake is bad body language and low intensity. Coaches don't first judge players by their skill, they judge them by their body language. Body language tells you everything. Does the player give up after losing the ball? Do they jog instead of sprint? Do they throw their hands up? Low intensity is a career killer. A coach would rather take a less talented but hard-working player than a talented one who doesn't fight. Modern football is built on intensity, pressing, physical duels, sprinting, transitioning. If your intensity is low, you don't survive at a serious level. Become the player who sprints every time they lose the ball, keeps their chin up after mistakes, and encourages teammates. Show constant energy. Effort is free. Most players don't use it. The fifth mistake is thinking talent is enough. Every year you meet that one kid, the kid who thinks that they're better than everyone, scores goals effortlessly, never trains seriously, takes it easy because he knows he's talented. That kid is dangerous, not to others, but to himself. Because the moment talent stops being enough, and it will stop, he has no habits to fall back on. Talent grows fast, hard work grows slow, but hard work lasts longer. At 12 years old, talent dominates. At 16, talent will still likely help. At 18, talent starts equalising, and then once these players reach about the age of 20, everyone is talented. The one who survive is the ones that have built those habits throughout their young years. To fix this, ask, are my habits professional? Not professional level, but professional mindset. If your habits are good, then your future is likely safe. The sixth mistake is blaming everyone except themselves. Young players love blaming coaches, teammates, the weather, referees, their parents, their school work. Pros don't blame, they adapt. If the coach doesn't like you, get so good he can't ignore you. If the team plays badly, then find ways to influence the game. And then if you're benched, use that anger to improve. A victim mindset kills careers, while a growth mindset builds on them. The seventh mistake is never watching your own games after playing or watching your training sessions back. Most young players never study themselves. They rely on feeling, memory, emotion. But football is not emotion, it is attention to detail. Watching your match back shows your real positioning, your intensity, your body language, any mistakes or weaknesses that might be in your game. Most players think they played well until they watch their footage back. The film doesn't lie. You got to record your games, take notes, and review one mistake per week. That alone will accelerate your development more than any fancy drill. Another mistake is lack of consistency in training outside the club. Many young players only train when the team trains. Meanwhile, the path to professionalism requires extra work, individual drills, fitness, speed, technique, and game analysis. Talent is the foundation, but without daily discipline, you quickly lose the race to others. My advice is build your own training plan outside the club and treat it as seriously as official sessions. Also, a lack of professional approach to a footballing lifestyle is another mistake young players make. Players often think it's enough just to play well, but diet, sleep, recovery, and avoiding bad habits are all huge factors. Many talented but unknown players sabotage their career with poor lifestyle choices. My advice is to eat like a professional, sleep at least 9 to 10 hours each day, control your weight, your hunger, and treat your body as a work tool. You gotta be professional in every step of the way. Another mistake is the lack of visibility and self-promotion. You might be a great player, but if no one sees you, your chances are close to zero. Many young players wait to be discovered instead of actively building their own name. Record your games and create highlight videos, run social media profiles, and reach out to agents and scouts. If no one knows you, you must step out into the world yourself. You should be creating a proper CV. Scouts don't have time to dig for information. If your CV is messy or your highlight video is too long or too unclear, you'll be ignored. Keep your CV short and professional. Make your highlight video around 3 to 5 minutes and try to show your best moments early on. You also don't want to be spamming clubs with generic messages. Don't copy and paste messages, but personalize your emails, mention the club by name, and show that you've researched them well. Differentiate yourself from other players because these clubs are probably getting thousands and thousands of contacts every year. Another mistake young players make is giving up too quickly on their career. Football is a world of rejection. Many talented players quit after the first or second unsuccessful trial, yet even the best players had dozens of rejections before signing their first contract. You need to treat every trial as learning and experience. Failure is part of the journey. Winners are those who can come back stronger. Lastly, the last mistake is the bad influence of the environment around young players. Some players lose their potential because they listen to people who don't believe in their dreams. Friends who prefer partying over training. Family that doesn't understand your path. Or a coach who doesn't support you. All this can hold back your progress. Try to surround yourself with people who support you. Look for mentors, coaches, and friends who push you to be better. Surround yourself with these ambitious people, and then you'll find yourself progressing and becoming a better human being and footballer every day. I've just given you a list of all these mistakes that young players make, but all of this is fixable. If you've made these mistakes, good. That means you're normal. That means you're human. Every player makes them, even academy players, even the pros. The difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't, it's quite simple actually. Some players notice these mistakes and change early on. Others, they never change at all. You have this chance to change now, to fix your habits, to build the right mentality, to avoid the traps that have killed thousands of careers. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and watch this video